say this over and over, so I'm sure my readers have heard this often enough. But, it's just like you can't, when you take a picture of it, even right, you can't really fully portray the majesty. You know what I'm saying? When you look at your picture and you're like, oh, but it's just not the same as when I was there. So I really try to do that with my writing, with my words, to bring it to life as best as I can, because it's just so hard to convey that. But I don't know, it's just part of what I do when I'm writing, and I love nature. And I just like to bring all of the danger and all of that tension and all of the beauty together in my stories.
We'll talk about this and much more today. Welcome to a Writer's Day podcast. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Ruth Douthit, and I'm an award-winning best-selling author of books in various genres. I've written for fantasy middle grade books, I've written YA, contemporary, women's contemporary, and now I'm settling on suspense with a light romance. And I love writing suspense. It's so fun. And so welcome to this podcast, A Writer's Day. I started 7 years ago. Wow, can't believe it's been that long. For folks like you, people who want to listen to amazing best-selling authors like my guest today, for encouragement and motivation to keep going on your writing journey. So welcome. And if you like today's episode, please consider heading over to YouTube to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a review, leave me a comment. I'd love to know what you think. Head over to Spotify and wherever you listen to your podcasts and follow me. I'd appreciate it. And as usual, head over to artbyruth.com to sign up for my newsletter, because that's the best way to keep up to date with my projects. My book, Fatal Truth, Book 3 in the Desert Shadows Suspense series, releases July 28th on ebook, but the paperback is available right now. So head over to Amazon and get your copy, and please leave me a review. Reviews really help us authors a lot, and I'd love to know what you think of the story. I've had so much fun writing about Emma and Liam as private investigators trying to do good, and this time they're in a lot of trouble because they've exposed the truth, and now the bad guys want them silenced forever. So head over to Amazon and get your copy of Fatal Truth, Book 3 in the Desert Shadows Suspense series. And I've got more suspense books coming up. I've got my cozy Christmas mystery novella coming up soon. And I started sketching for my next coloring book, which will be based off of my children's fantasy book, The Dragon Forest. So head over to artbyruth.com to sign up for my newsletter, and you'll get a free downloadable copy of The Letter Opener, my suspense novella. It'll give you a taste of my suspense writing style. Okay, let's get busy. Elizabeth Goddard is with me today to talk about her newest book, When the Silence Breaks. Yes, she is the USA Today best-selling author who has written more than 60 novels, and she has over 1.5 million copies sold. Wow. So I know you're going to enjoy hearing about her new Mercy Ridge series. So you know the drill. Grab your favorite beverage, a comfortable chair, kick back and relax as we listen to Elizabeth Goddard talk about her new book. Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Elizabeth Goddard is with me again. Welcome back, Elizabeth.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's always so much fun to talk to you.
Yeah, I love having you because you write in my favorite genre. I'm dabbling with suspense myself, but your books are so wonderful. So, but before we talk about your latest book in the new series, tell us what you've been up to so far this summer.
This summer, well, in addition to writing, of course, I have been just having a lot of fun. The weather's been perfect here in the Pacific Northwest, and this last weekend we took a camping trip up into the Olympic Peninsula, and we camped just outside of Forks, Washington. And if you're familiar with that, Twilight series, the movies or the books, not if you're a fan or not a fan, I don't know, but we were camping there, and we went over to Rialto Beach and hiked this rocky, beautiful beach, and got to see they're called harbor porpoises. So they're kind of like dolphins, but got to see them up close, and a seal, and I don't know, just all those things that inspire my stories, all the fun things in the rainforest. And so We've just been enjoying the beauty. And the next week, my son and his new wife are flying out from Michigan. And so I'll have a week to spend with them. And I only see them like once a year, if that, because Michigan's pretty far.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
fitting all the writing into that. But, you have to live life. You living life and enjoying it, informs your writing. You can't just, be writing in a vacuum. So I just look at it as all part of the big package.
Oh, that's wonderful that you prioritize. Family is important. And yeah, if they can come out and visit you, you've got to set aside the writing for a little while.
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful. Did you see the fireworks or anything for the big 250th birthday?
Well, I tell you what, last year we sat around and watched all of this stuff all day long, everything. But we were actually driving back, and then we did actually get home on July 4th, Saturday in the afternoon, and we grilled and did all that. And we were so exhausted, and we listened to the fireworks. And oh my goodness, I think this little town we live in, they must have been going till 3 in the morning, and I could
Wow.
see the flashes through my curtains. And I don't think that happened last year. I think they just really went all out. So I wish I could have seen them, but I watched the videos next day, and I'm still
Yeah, me
watching them.
too. Us too. I mean, we could hear them going off around us, but we didn't go to any shows. In fact, it was ended up being pretty cloudy out here. We thought we'd get some rain too, so I wasn't even sure if they had the shows, the fireworks shows, but we mostly just sat at home comforting our dog who was in complete terror from all
Oh,
the
the fireworks.
noise. And we watched all the shows on television, the
Oh yeah.
incredible fireworks. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah.
But
It
yeah.
was just amazing. I'm just blown
Yeah.
away.
Me too. I envy those who are in Washington, D.C. I mean, I know the weather got bad, but the fireworks show there, almost, what was it, like 850,000
Yes.
fireworks were let off.
Yes. I thought,
Wow.
is that a typo when I read that? But I know they compared it to last year was 20,000. So you get
Wow.
the idea that, oh my gosh, but 250 years, come on, you got to go all
I
out for that.
know you've got to go all that. So I was a writing teacher and I saw on Instagram that some of my former students were there and I thought, oh, definitely do it while you're young. I mean, they're just in their 20s. So I thought that is incredible. They'll be able to see the 300th birthday of
Oh,
the
oh
United
my
States.
gosh.
Isn't
Yeah.
that neat?
Wow.
Yeah,
That is
that's
neat.
exciting. Well, let's go ahead and talk about your new Mercy Ridge series and book one, When the Silence Breaks. Tell us about this story.
Oh, I am so excited for readers to join me in this new series. And I really loved writing Hidden Bay, which is set on the Washington coast, which I just was telling you that we just visited again because I love it so much. But I wanted to switch over to something different, kind of shake things up. And so this whole series is set in the Cascades, and I created a fictional small town, mountain town, touristy town, a kind of like Leavenworth, if anybody knows what that is. It's kind of like a um, Bavarian kind of, just a really fun ski town also. And
Oh,
there's
okay.
ski slope, and there's kind of in the background there's a volcano, but in the Cascades there's just a lot of volcanoes. I mean, you're not going to get away from that, but I just thought it would be really fun to center a series in that area. And book one, well, actually, for the whole series, I got the idea for this series because I saw an article in a local or a regional magazine for the Pacific Northwest advertising the Mission Ridge ski resort. And the history behind that is that a World War II bomber had crashed in the Cascades, and everyone aboard died. And they didn't recover all the plane because the area was too treacherous. And as part of the ski resort, they do have one of the wings there, and they call it, it's kind of got a little folklore around it, and they call it lucky and all this kind of stuff. But I just started asking the question that we all do: what if the
Mhm.
plane crashed, it wasn't found, and it was carrying a dangerous payload? And so I took a side character out of Cold Light of Day, Sarah Fraser, who in When the Silence Breaks becomes Sarah Ellison. And her brother was recently murdered. And her grandfather had a deathbed confession. And that sends her looking for a wilderness guide named Ryder Goodwin. His whole family, his great grandfather founded the town of Mercy Ridge. And so she hires him as a wilderness guide, and they go up the mountain and find what they find, all kinds of danger. And so it's just filled with romance and action and adventure. And And I have to tell you, I sell my proposals on a little blurb, and then I get this blurb. I'm going, what was I thinking? I've got to write 400 pages about this. Anyway, it always makes me kind of nervous. But then I get into the story and I get to know the characters. And I just had a lot of fun with the story and just building everything up and to the explosive ending. So,
Hmm.
anyway, if you have questions, I'll
Oh, that
do what
sounds
I can.
amazing. Now let's talk about Ryder Goodwin. He's a wilderness guy and a former Navy SEAL. What made you want to go in that direction with him?
Oh, because it's fun. I think that anytime you have a military hero, even if they're former, they've got skills and there's just something that you know about them. And my husband was Air Force and his father was Air Force. And so, there are people in my family that are former military or in the military, and they're just heroic, so that immediately tells you, oh, this is a hero, and he knows how to do things. And so I just wanted him to come onto the stage with skills, and adding in the wilderness guide because his family runs Good Adventures, which is a wilderness guide company there in Mercy Ridge, so he's part of that. And he has to, he doesn't want to go on this adventure with her. And so there's a couple of chapters that talk about why, because something happened to him in the past and he doesn't want to do it. But he's a hero and he's not going to stand by and let someone put themselves in danger or even bring danger to his small town.
So it seems like conquering your fears, do hard things might be some themes that
Oh, for
come
sure.
along with
Yes.
Ryder.
For sure. Fun
Yeah, and
stuff.
he kind of, as a wilderness guide and former Navy SEAL, he kind of senses, he has an instinct. So he kind of senses that she might be dealing with something dangerous, right?
Yeah, and it was fun to handle, kind of juggle. It was kind of a challenge to juggle her sharing her secrets, and I didn't want to give away too much. I kind of like piecemeal feed, just small pieces that I feed the reader along the way because I like stories like that. I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? Just enough to know that, oh, I want to keep reading because I've got to know what's going on. So it was kind
Hmm.
of, a little bit of a balance there to try to feed him enough to say, for him to say, okay, I got to do this, go with her, but I don't know what I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing. But he slowly starts to get it out of her and slowly starts to figure it out. And then they face the danger of the elements and exposure and people following them. And I really loved exploring in detail the wilderness and the mountain because that I don't know, just God's creation. I say this over and over, so I'm sure my readers have heard this often enough, but it's just like you can't, when you take a picture of it, even right, you can't really fully portray the majesty. You know what I'm saying? When you look
Yeah.
at your
Oh, yeah.
picture and you're like, oh, but it's just not the same as when I was there. So I really try to do that with my writing, with my words, to bring it to life as best as I can because it's just so hard to convey that. But I don't know, it's just part of what I do when I'm writing, and I love nature. And I just like to bring all of the danger and all of that tension and all of the beauty together in my stories.
Yeah, it sounds like they have to be on their way because the storm's approaching. A winter storm is approaching, so we all know what that could mean. But then also, Sarah's brother's killer is out there too. So do you have fun adding those elements that add those layers and that the danger kind of increases?
Yeah, it is fun because the layers are many. There are many layers there because it's not just who's chasing them, but it's also what they will find when they get there.
Mm.
It's part of the danger package, and then what happens when they find what they're looking for, and they're not even sure what that is. But when they find out, it's more danger than they could have imagined. So there's many layers and different moving parts, moving pieces, and so I'm trying to put that all together so it makes sense, right? Is a challenge, but at the same time, it's so fulfilling when you can make it happen.
Now you said Sarah was in another book, so readers are familiar with her, but she's a total stranger to Ryder and she's new to the area.
Yes, she was in Cold Light of Day. She was a side
Okay.
character. And you know how it's fun sometimes to just bring in
Yeah.
people from other books. They got to have their story. You got to figure out, okay, but who was she before? What happened to her before? And so anyone who remembers her from Cold Light of Day, they will find a little bit more out about her story and what happened. Even for Cold Light of Day, there's all this stuff that we didn't really know that happened beforehand, and so they will find that out in this book. So I left it as kind of an Easter egg. You know what I'm saying? Where
Mm-hmm.
some readers will just they won't even notice, but if somebody has read the book before, they will go, "Oh, aha, yeah, is that her?" And then I kind of talk about it at the end. So it's just a little fun thing that I left in there.
So he is not just trying to help her, but he's also trying to protect this tight-knit mountain community because she's brand new to it, but he's there and he has that hero, instinct to protect. So tell us a little bit more about that. Why is he so connected to this tight-knit mountain community that he feels he needs to protect it?
Well, his grandfather built the town, and then his they have the Goodwin Ranch, and his mother lives there. His father died a couple of years ago, and so it's a Ryder, and he has a brother named Holt, and then he's got his sister, who she's off. She's a volcano seismologist, so she's off around the world doing her thing. And then Holt is also he's the hero for the next book. So his family is there. His family founded the town, and so they're just an integral part of the town, and he feels like it's his town, right? So he's going to protect it.
Yeah, that's what we love about characters like that.
Yeah.
Now, as writers of suspense, you and I both know that there are certain plot elements, there are certain things that we have to have in a suspense that readers look for. So, what if you had a new writer in front of you who's trying to write suspense? What are some of the elements that readers look for in a suspense book?
Well, I mean, a lot of readers, they come to my stories thinking mystery, mystery, and I do have some mystery elements, but I don't write true mysteries as in who done it necessarily. I really focus on the intrigue aspects, let's
Mm.
say. And so I think for me, in talking to someone who wants to write a suspense, keeping the readers wondering what's going to happen and just building with each chapter, building the suspense and raising more questions. Maybe you answer a question in this chapter, but you've only raised more questions with each chapter, and it just builds and builds. The layers build until, for me anyway, I like to build it slowly and then have a powerful, explosive ending.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Readers love that too. What about the pacing? I mean, I know you probably have some moments where it slows down a little bit so that Sarah and Ryder might be having a conversation and everything, but readers don't want it to slow down too quickly. So, how do you make sure that your story doesn't slow down too much and keeps up with that fast pace?
Yeah, that's a tough one because a lot of times I'm not really sure because I'm so close to the story. I don't know. I'm like, is this too slow? And to be honest with you, I was worried about that for this one, but I sent it to my editor and she said it was her favorite one of mine that I've written so far. So,
Yay!
it's hard for me to know because I'm close, but I really do that. I try to do it just really instinctually because I have written so many and I've read so many of them. So you kind of have a feeling that, okay, we need kind of to catch our breath. There needs to be kind of a moment where they can talk because the reader also has to breathe. You're going so fast, you've got to have the reader has to have those moments too. But then you just have this feeling, okay, we've been sitting long enough. Let's get up and move.
Yes.
Just build it up. And so yeah, so I just have to go by feel. I go by feel, okay, this is too, but again, sometimes I'm too close and I'm not sure. So I appreciate when my editors can tell me this is going on too long or whatever it is, and I can fix that.
Mm. So, yeah, listeners, those of you who want to try suspense, remember you have to have that fast pace and the intrigue, but it's okay to have a moment where the characters maybe slow down to investigate or have a cup of coffee, discuss things, but then it's got to get right back out there because you don't want the reader to think, okay, this is a snoozer, I'm putting it down. That's our worst
Right.
nightmare for the reader to put the book
Right.
down.
Yeah. But you know what? I think that the fast pace, that there um there can be different ways to have suspense. Like you can have tension and suspense even in those down times. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like even when they're talking, there can be that tension and therefore suspense. Just different kind. It's not like moving parts and action, but it's just the tension in their conversation. and the information that's being built about the story. So really in every scene, you can have that tension and suspense. And it's, when I say it slows down or they have to talk, that doesn't mean that we're necessarily pulling back on the suspense or the tension, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. We have to make sure we use every moment in the story to move the plot
Right.
forward. I mean, it's tempting to just have them slow down, but you're right. There still should be some information in the conversation or in what's happening at, say, like the hotel room or, in a phone booth or something that is still moving the plot forward.
Right. We have to learn
That's what
something
readers need.
new.
Yeah.
Right. And where we have to build the romance, but keep it not really. I mean, I know a lot of writers will just have the romance and not have the conflict within that. I've read a few stories like that, but in writing for Love and Spark Suspense, I was taught that there has to be conflict in that romance too. And I like that. Sometimes it can be like, oh, can they just kiss and make up? But no, because that's the ending of the story. We've got to keep that also with conflict going on too.
Yeah, I mean, that's real life. You don't
Yep.
always get along with your partner.
Right.
It's so funny you say that because I was talking with Patricia Bradley when I was brainstorming for my current book, and I was telling her, well, they're married now. They're private investigators and they're married. And without skipping a beat, she said, well, they got to get into a big argument. There has to be conflict. And
Oh
I
yeah.
thought, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. She goes, oh yeah, otherwise the readers will get bored. So there's got to be something that they disagree with, and you got to make sure that's right at the start.
Oh
So
yeah.
that
And that
really
just
helped me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure. Even married couples, I can, yeah, all kinds of, so many times in real life, and talking about my life or my friends are sharing their story, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a novel. This is the kind of emotional conflict that goes in a novel. And I'm not talking about misery and suspense. I'm just talking about life, real life.
yes, exactly. I mean, that's just how it is. No one couple gets along all the time, but that's where you can bring out your character's traits, some things that your reader can relate to. So I had fun doing
Right.
that. I really
Oh,
did.
good. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
She's great.
Oh, yeah, she was really helpful. Well, so When the Silence Breaks releases in August, so it's available for pre-order right now. So are
Yes.
there any
And
deals going on?
oh, for sure. Yeah. If you pre order before August 4th, you get 40% off. This is from Baker Bookhouse. 40% off, which, I mean, come on, that is almost half price.
Mm-hmm.
And you get free shipping and you get gifts from the publisher and the author. And that includes a bookmark, a signed book plate. And I also had them create, I'm into coffee coasters right now, or drink coasters. And so a scripture verses on the drink coaster. And this is while supplies last. And another really cool thing is that a lot of times readers who order from Baker will start getting their books a little early, you know what I mean? A little bit earlier than release date.
Yeah.
So they just start sending them out as soon as they're available to send out.
Oh, so see, listeners, it sounds like going to Baker and pre-ordering your book is the best way to go. But it is also on Amazon too. And you can follow Elizabeth on Amazon. So that way, when her next project releases, they'll send you an email and let you know this book is available. That's what I love
Yes.
about following authors.
Yes, I know. I love that too. That's great. Thank you for bringing that up because I was actually doing a push to get people to follow, and I sent that out in my newsletter. Follow me on Amazon because yeah, the book comes out, and that happens to me. One of my favorite authors, maybe I forget I'm busy, and I get that email from Amazon. Oh yeah, and I buy it. So it works out really
Exactly.
well.
I know. I love that. So yeah, head over to Amazon and follow Elizabeth. And if you've read any of her other books, be sure and leave her a review because they really help us authors. Well, so what's coming next for you in 2026, or are you done for the year?
I am not done. No, I'm actually in the middle of writing the last book in the Mercy Ridge series. The first book releases in August 4th, and the last book I'm turning in on August the 1st, and it is book 3, and it is my volcano story. I'll just say that. I've always wanted to write a volcano story. So I set Mercy Ridge near a fictional volcano. And I have as I mentioned, a volcano seismologist. And I have had to do so much research and talk to the Cascade Observatory, Volcano Observatory, and all these people and get, reading books and just all of that. And at the same time, as a suspense writer, you get all this information, but you can't use all of that in the book because that would be a snooze read. You just have to curate what is going to be credible and let the readers know, hey, you know what you're talking about, and keep the story moving. So, but it's been fascinating and just an absolute a ton of fun. And once I'm done with this book in August when I turn this in, then I will be starting on a brand new series that I signed with Revell. Right now it's tentatively titled Blue Mountains Justice, but we'll see what the title is. So yeah.
Okay.
Just back to back.
Sounds great. Okay, so folks can follow you on your website to find out more?
Yes, and they can get a free ebook if they subscribe to my newsletter. And then they can follow all of my social media icons are up on the website to the right, and they can download a printable downloadable book list too if they want to see all my books in order.
Oh, very nice. So folks, head over to elizabethgoddard.com. Is that your website?
Yes.
Excellent. And sign up for her newsletter so you are up to speed, because she is a prolific writer. Wow. It's hard to keep up with you. But that's good. That's what we fans want. So yeah. Well, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to spend some time with us to tell us about this amazing new series. And When the Silence Breaks, I can hardly wait to go pre-order that. Thank you, Elizabeth. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for all you do to promote Christian fiction. Thanks for your time.
Wow, wasn't that fun to listen to Elizabeth Goddard talk about her newest book, When the Silence Breaks, which releases soon. So go pre-order your copy right now. And when you do read it, please be sure to leave Elizabeth a review on Amazon. I don't know about you, but I've been encouraged. Elizabeth is so great at using the setting of her story to draw in readers and add that intrigue. And wow, I'm always impressed with how prolific she is. It inspires me to keep going on my writing journey. Sometimes I want to quit because I'm just so tired and the ideas aren't coming to me as they used to. But wow, after talking with an author like Elizabeth, it definitely makes me want to keep writing suspense. So I hope that you've been encouraged to keep going with your story, overcoming those obstacles, and attend conferences, join writing groups if that helps you to stay motivated. And most importantly, I thank you for listening today. Until next time, God bless.